Good morning. Happy Sunday. So I'm recording this on my phone and then I'm going to upload it to YouTube and maybe still go live on Facebook. I don't know. So how is everybody this morning? I think that I figured out a title for my YouTube channel. Sunday Morning Coffee with Misty. I think it's great. And I finally figured out how to, once I can start going live on YouTube, and I get it on Facebook sometimes too, but when I start going live on YouTube, then I can have my morning coffee with someone, other people. And maybe my girls, that, you know, we had coffee Wednesday and then it was coffee every day. So I don't have anything in front of me this morning to talk about other than I felt like crap. I've had a whole bunch of stuff happen to me. And not really happened to me, but I'm like, really? And like, I was knitting, and I went past what I was supposed to. I thought, I better get my book and take a look at what I'm doing, that the book says to do according to the pattern that I'm using. And I'm like, no, I've got this. And then, you know, later on, I look at the book and I'm like, oh, now I've got to take all of these rounds out and then go from there. So that happened. And then, I just got a shower, and for some reason, like when I was drying off or flipping my hair or something, the shower head dropped from the top down onto my foot. So that really sucked. It kind of hurt. Luckily, my grandma has some pain cream in the cupboard, and so I'm using that. It's a hemp seed pain cream. So I'm excited because I've not used this before. I put some on my shoulders, and I put some on my foot. So, and I'm doing this like on my phone camera, not like on YouTube or anything else, because those things are really glitchy for some reason or another. I don't know. And this isn't that glitchy. So I've not been feeling good, and I have an app, and I know y'all love hearing about this, but I have an app for my period. It tells me when I'm going to be on my period or about the time. And so then I can also recognize, hey, I might be having a hard time emotionally in a few days. And so I try to keep myself upbeat and happy-go-lucky until that passes, and then I can, be back to not as happy. Still happy, just not as like, gotta be happy, because I wanted to avoid those negative feelings. So I'm trying to make myself aware of the stuff that happens when I'm like in pre-period mode, and it's not pretty, really, normally. And I am one of those people that I will text you and text you and text you and text you and text you before you get a chance to say, wait a minute. That's my previous self, and apparently pre-period mode. If there is such a thing. And I think there is such a thing, like our hormones, because of the way the period works, our hormones are trying to clue our body into, hey, this stuff isn't needed anymore, we got to get rid of it. So there's a lot of stuff going on in there, and sometimes it makes us go, bleh. I apologize for anyone that feels like they have been, I can't say victimized, but like, I have RBF, resting bitch face sometimes, and I'm like, you know what, I need a minute, just give me a minute, and, or 5 or 3 hours, something. I need something. And we all do. We all need to recognize when we have that happen to us. And it's not just women that deal with it, that have extra emotions during a certain time of the month. Some people are connected to the moon, and my husband is one of them. And so then when his emotions run high, so do mine, and we're like, not really, but we do sometimes are grateful that we are not living together, because we kind of get on each other's nerves a little bit. Not enough to not live together, though, because that's what I really want out of anything else, is for us to be living together as a family. Not him living with his family and me living with my family. Whatever. So, yeah, I was not going to do this today. I was like, maybe I could just not do it, and that would be okay. And no, it's not okay, because I'm calling myself out, I'm holding myself accountable, because it's important for me to recognize it. And if it's important for me to recognize it, other people don't know that that's something that they can recognize to become a better person during this time of month. They can be easy and not be as recognize what you're feeling, feel it for a minute, and you have to let it go, because the only thing it's going to do is make you feel more like crap. And when that happens, you are also using more energy towards the negative, which exhausts you. 5 minutes of crying is more exhausting than 3 hours ecstatic joy. It's more exhausting than that. So, yeah, and that's how I feel, because that's what I've experienced. Because on the other side of my 5 minutes of crying, I am completely ecstatic and joyful about a whole lot of stuff. And if you bring me down, then you got to deal with 5 minutes of crying. So I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, and I just really try to keep myself pumped up and not think about whatever is going to bring me down. And no, I can't always do that. I can't always do that. Sometimes the stuff just creeps up in there and throws you for a loop. But for a minute, you can get out of it. If I can get out of it, anybody can get out of it. And let me tell you how much I used to be in it. It was a nonstop cry for days. Days. And if I stopped crying, I was sleeping. If I woke up, I was still mad. And if I went to sleep, I was still mad. And so I'm just doing my best to not be mad. And when you recognize that you maybe have been crappy with someone or snapped at them, you can apologize. That's an adult thing to do. Just say, you know what, I realized that I was probably feeling a certain way, and whatever you did triggered that, and I am sorry for yelling at you, that you weren't really the cause of that. I was the cause of that, but I took it out on you, so I apologize. You can do that. That's a great thing to do. So, that's probably all I've got for today. It's been kind of winded, not as winded as the last one. The last one was like 20 minutes. This isn't very long, only about 7. So, everyone have a great day, have a great Sunday, and just do your best to, if you have to get into that mode, if you know what's coming and you can feel it, do your best to work through it. That's all I got.